get this stuff together here sooner or later. Been live many times on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. This will be the first time that I put Knows Kentucky Heartland Art here on YouTube. So trying to get this figured out and sorted out. And I'll get it done here sooner or later. But still trying to learn where to place everything and how to keep it all together. But we'll get there. Yep, mouse 9 miles behind me. There we go. Now, when I get this all down and running, it's going to be just as smooth as sandpaper on an open wound. But just hang with me. Let's see. I'm going to try to let everybody know that I'm over here. Maybe somebody will get to see that I'm actually live and on board. If I get my computer to work properly, we'll be rolling with the whole process. All right. Short necessary break. I'm back and let's see how well this goes, shall we? All right. So, like I said before, welcome to Knowles Kentucky Heartland Art. We are just now starting to get into this YouTube live. Like I said before, I've been live on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Uh, I have put out quite a few videos and made hundreds of posts on Facebook and all the other social media. So I'm going to try to start doing more into this YouTube process than the rest of it. Uh, I want to venture forth in this platform. It's got a lot more ability to get my art out and to help instruct people as we go. And so, I mean, it's a great venue to be in. So, trying to make it worthwhile as much as possible. So, we're going to go through a few things, today and do a little introductory through the live. I mean, I've done some videos to uh, do this before, but I want to show a few things about the studio with those who have not been here before or seen the inside of it. And it it could either be interesting or very boring to you, but we're going to shoot for it. But I want to let everybody know that what I'm doing these days is doing more artwork like the King Returns back here. We, as I move into retirement from my current full-time job, which just in 69 more working days, I will be completely retired from that job and I'll be looking to do a ton more time out here producing a lot more art and reaching out in different ways to for a lot more venues like some of the little tutorials that I've been doing. I'm going to develop a lot more of those. And as I'm learning more and more about running these videos and editing videos, they should get better and better over time. I know some of them are a little bit, the older ones are a little bit rough. They all always are when you first start off with these, but we'll get to it and we'll push right on in and get it going. But right now, this is my 1.5 car, or used to be my 1.5 car garage. It is now my uh, art studio. It's the Art by No Studios, and I call this the Knowles Kentucky Heartland Art because I'm all about art of the heartland and trying to do more about the wildlife that is out here in the state of Kentucky than most anything else. I do pieces like this one here, which are, simply put together out of, the old brain. But my main venue is the wildlife and landscape of Kentucky. So you'll see a lot of those as we move on in. And well, as soon as we get done with this one, the next one we do will be another uh, one of Kentucky's great wildlife. I haven't decided which one it is yet. If you have suggestions, make comments here about what kind of Kentucky animal that you would like to see me do, because coming up with those ideas sometimes it's best if they come from an outside source. That way, we have more of a, it's best to have more ideas than just small. So if it's only coming from my brain, then it's limited to one. If it comes from others with suggestions, then I can have a lot more to choose from, and it helps me get to my next painting, which we'll be doing live a lot. So please, feel free to shoot me a comment, and and no, you may be the one that picks the next one. Let's see. Put this out in the chat. Any suggestions? Every suggestion is great. Don't think that any suggestion is too small, too large. Uh, Feel free to throw those out, and we'll see what comes about it. And it would be wonderful to have everybody's input in on that. It's, you know, without a doubt, I love having other people's input on things. Even critiquing the art. If you see something, you're like, well, why'd you do that? Feel free to put that out there. You're not going to offend me. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I've been an artist for a long time now. I can take criticism. Some criticism is not beneficial, but if it is a beneficial criticism, I'm more than willing to take that in, learn from it, and see what I can do to help improve myself and to put out better products for everybody. So let's talk about where I place my art. I place it on YouTube in the videos. You can see a compilation of all the things that I have in there on one of the videos. It's not all the paintings I've done, it's a lot, but it's there so you can get a kind of an idea of what kind of paintings I've been doing. I'm also hanging in the Switzerland County Community Art Center in VB, Indiana. I had to be juried in there, and my paintings are hanging on the wall. There's a video of that as well. But it's an honor for me to be hanging in an art gallery. So it's, you know, it was kind of interesting in how to get into that, and how, God actually drew me to that because I wasn't even looking to get in there. I went to buy some more art supplies, and the lady at the checkout counter just happened to be the one lady that I needed to talk to get my art before the jury to get juried in. Now, excuse me, I'm just gonna stand for a minute. My legs, being old and gray, bother me sometimes, so I try not to, keep them too unmobile. I mean, just this camera a little bit. Well, went the wrong way. Let's try this again, shall we? All right, there we go. That's a little better. At least you're not just seeing part of me. Okay. So when I got this lady said, bring my art up there. So I said, sure. So I went up there on a Saturday, and I turned my artwork into the lady, and by 2 o'clock that afternoon, I already had a phone call saying that it was a unanimous decision to have me come and place my artwork in the studio. Fantastic for me. And it's a great honor, great pleasure to be able to share my art with everyone. So I want to show you a few, or I will show you what is hanging in that studio that I have here. So this here is titled a Kentucky Hoot. Okay. It is a barn owl. The photographer that took this actually put the reference photo up on Facebook of all places. And I just happened to be browsing through. I saw this and I thought, that's perfect. It is it shows everything that I look for. It shows the kind of a thought provoking view of the animal that I wanted to paint. It gives you a look into the eye of the owl. I'm just glad they're not really this big, but it crosses that thought. What your imagination. What's the owl looking at? What is the owl thinking? Uh, is he got his eye on his next meal? But I wanted to put him in a wooded scene, but I didn't want that scene to deter from the owl itself. So I did take, the wood and kind of push it back a little bit so that it would stand out. Now, this is a 36 by 40 painting, and it is an oil on canvas. And so it is hanging up in the Switzerland County Community Art Gallery. So if you ever wanted to see it live, you can come up there and you can see it live. Because I'm here to tell you what, the one bad thing about artists showing their paintings and stuff on camera or in photographs is the digital pixelation of that particular artwork. It does not do it any credit. If you see it live, then you get to see the painting that was put into it, the brush strokes, the emphasis on what it was, where you get to feel the emotion of the painting more than what you do on seeing it online. So let's see. Now, this one here, the Jungle King. Okay. Like I said, normally I paint Kentucky wildlife, but believe it or not, this is Kentucky wildlife. It just happens to be in captivity down at the Louisville Zoo. Now, I wanted to, uh, always wanted to do a line painting. I thought, well, it doesn't fit what I've told everybody I want to paint, but yet it does. It is actually in Kentucky. It's just down in Louisville, Kentucky. Little distance away, but I wasn't you know, was getting ready to go down to the Louisville Zoo to take a picture of myself, but just so happened that had a lady that put up several photographs of the Louisville Zoo, and I was able to derive this from that particular photograph. So it puts the intensity in that lion's eyes. It gives you the actual raw color of the lions. And I've even had some of my son-in-law's family members saying that I've got the color down pat. So it is a pleasure to know that someone who actually sees these lions in the wild over in Africa says that yes, that looks authentic. So, but it's a smaller piece. It's a 18 by 24, but it's an oil on canvas, and it's hanging over there. If you wanted to come and see it in person to get the real feel of the painting itself. Now this here is one of my latest paintings. This is American Angler. And I love doing eagles. I love painting eagles. And we do have eagles here in Kentucky. So some people say, well, you don't have no eagles in Kentucky. I said, yes, we do. You go out to Eastern Kentucky, out to the mountains, and you see the eagles. You see them around the lakes. You see them around the rivers. Not as many as you would in other areas of the country, but they are here. And this particular eagle just happened to be river fishing. So when I got the photograph, I thought, it would be another perfect addition to the art that I do. And I'm was very honored to do the nation's symbol in action. It is, it was a, it took me quite a long time to get this one done, but it's a 20 by 20 and it is oil on canvas as well. But it is a great uh, piece. It has a lot of nuances to it. So, I mean, it's fantastic to see. Let's see, our next one. Now, this one here is for the reintegration of the elk back into Kentucky. Eastern Kentucky, you can go out there, and if you're out there hunting or if you're just out there nature watching, and you will see these majestic creatures. They are really populating out there. Uh, I went on a hunt one time for them. Was not successful, but the biggest success I thought for myself was actually being out there on a cold morning and hearing one of these bull elk calling out. It is a chilling sound. It is beautiful. I just wish I could have seen the animal that was doing it, but I just wasn't in the right place. I could hear him calling, but he was calling from around the bend of the holler, and it just wasn't in my sight. So I got someone who took a picture of his elk, uh, and I took several other reference photos so I could get the upright body of the elk, because the elk that I picture that was given to me, he was harvested one year, but I took that and made up the background and even the stream side and put it all together for uh, the Kentucky elk, which is what this is called. It, it's just a peaceful stream side piece that I think does justice to this beautiful large animal. What we have here is a painting that I did for uh, specific reasons. Kentucky burley tobacco is a huge trade here in the state of Kentucky, and I don't see massive amounts of paintings of tobacco. Okay, so I wanted to do a painting of that, so I got a reference photo. I changed quite a bit of stuff in it, but I made sure that everybody knew this was Kentucky burley because I put a University of Kentucky hat on the guy cutting the tobacco. Now, normally I would say this guy was uh, doing an outstanding job, but I've cut tobacco many, many, many times, and it is very dangerous to cut tobacco without a shirt on. If you are not used to nicotine, or if you are a nicotine user that you're getting brushed with nicotine, you can get a nicotine poisoning. But it made for a great painting. Uh, it's an iconic Kentucky scene uh, because this is one of the things that actually made Kentucky great was Kentucky burley tobacco. So I just wanted to do this. This is a 24 by 48 oil on canvas. So I mean, it's a nice piece. If you get to see it in person, you get to see the details that I put in the leaves. I mean, it's actually, a pretty nice piece for that. let's see. Let me bring this up so you can see it a little bit better. But you don't need access to UCB. But you get a little more sense of what the painting is about when it's a little bit larger. And you can see some of the details been put into it. So if you like Kentucky farm scenes, I do those quite a bit. So it is without a doubt a really nice piece. So I had to include it over in the art gallery when I set it over there. And I've got plenty of other pieces around here, and you'll get to see some of those here in just a minute. I'll be switching them out and posting a lot of them here and there to advertise the fact that they are for sale. So you never know what you might find, right? Now, for the current one I'm working on, as you can see, that's the King Returns. You can see videos on it on here as it's being created, all the way from the time I prepared the canvas, all the way up through the base layer painting, locking it in, going through the different elements, the rocks, the cross, and now we're working on the line. It's a little ways from being finished, but it's a good work in progress. So I think it's outstanding, but we'll see what everybody else thinks. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you around a little bit. Try not to disturb you too much. It's loose enough. And you'll notice over here, you'll see my palette, which is a nice big piece of glass. Okay. And my brushes. And up here is where I store all the paintings that I've completed that are dry. Make sure that they are not damaging each other, because I don't want a damaged piece, and try to make it go into anywhere that it shouldn't be. So I got several of those pieces around, and you're going to see some here in just a second. I have a lot of tools out, so for the studio, I use a whiteboard to relay my messages, and also keep my thoughts in check. But as you can see here, we have the blue jay over there. We also have the tiger, which you don't see the old. The old light that I took down. So as you see, that tiger was another one of those deals where I did it from the Louisville Zoo. And then we got the little rodeo painting. This is actually a friend of mine riding a bull out on his farm in Texas. He actually raises bulls for the PBR, or did. Now he's got 3 successful businesses that he runs as well. And I think he's got somebody else managing the bull farm for him, but he still does a lot of the PBR bulls and things. Let's see. Up here, we have the Kentucky Bobcat. It is an iconic symbol for Kentucky because the Kentucky Bobcats. Their logo is based off of this Kentucky Wildcat. So it is a very nice piece. It's an 18 by 24 or 20 by 24. Oil on canvas. I did this one a couple years ago. Got a bunch of smaller ones up here on the wall. We got a little seagull up there that me and my wife, we took a picture of it when we were down at St. Pete on the beach, and I came up and I had to paint that little guy. Got a little rabbit that was out in my backyard. We painted that one. And I've got several scenes from a friend of mine's farm. This one up here looks like a kind of a misty morning with the cow. It's called Misty Mooning. So it's I love trying to do the parodies on some of the stuff. And as you can see behind there, I've got a fall leaf ensemble, and then called the color fall, and then Two Curious Cows, which is just a little small painting. It's a like an 8 by 8, but it was just reminds me of walking out on the farm and seeing the cows come up to the fence. Let's see, we've got way up here on the wall. This is my friend's farm. You know, it's a barn scene. Oops, there we go. It's a barn scene, and boy, have my angles that way looks terrible. But anyway, but it's straight, by the way. This is called fresh pasture. It's when the cows are first turned out into a new pasture, and they they want to walk, but they want to eat at the same time. So I mean, it is a beautiful sunny Kentucky day, and put a lot of detail into this one. And because of this painting, I've done a lot of farm commissions. Excuse me, I need me a drink of water. This is Locked On. It is an example I did for pet memorial pictures, but it just hit me that this cat was just staring like he's locked on to the mouse that's running through the grass, or uh, getting ready to attack some other cat, but he's totally concentrating. And I just thought it was a cute piece. Here. Yep, too zoomed in too much. Oh, that's if I go the right direction. There we go. Now, up here in the corner, we got two paintings. One, the black horse, it's got a blue eye. It's called Night Vision. And it was a picture taken by a lady who's a horse photographer. And she captured an image of a horse that just, it was more than what you see up there. But I found the one spot in it that I wanted to paint. And instead of putting the actual scene that's in the eye of the horse, I painted uh, fences all the way out to the open field to symbolize that, he's in captivity, but he dreams of being free like the other wild horses are, and getting back to his regular nature. Now, the eagle up here, this is looking for a savior. And I painted it because, I could see that the US was in trouble. So I wanted the two iconic symbols of America on the painting, but in the eye of this eagle, I painted a trinity of crosses. So it's looking for a savior, someone to come and help save our current country from the state that it's in. So I just figured it was a good piece to put together. Over here. If I can get myself back in this camera. Now, feel free to ask me any questions, make a comment, let me know you're here. I mean, I love knowing that people are watching. I love to know that I'm actually reaching out to people. So if you could leave me a comment, or if you got a question, even after this video is over with, please send it to me, because I do read all of my posts and I do get back to everybody. I want everyone to know that I'm not aloof. I don't think that I'm better than anybody else, because I'm not. I'm just a simple Kentucky boy that loves art, and this is my passion. This is my dream, and I'm going to push for my dream, because the dreams don't chase you. You have to chase them. So please send me a comment, send me a like. If you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel. Then you'll get notifications of when I'm going to go live. And because the next time we're probably going to be doing some live painting. So please share it with somebody else that you know that is an art lover that wants to take in painting as it's being done, or a question and answer session. And I may combine the both. But please feel free to do that. And I'm glad that you were here in my inaugural video. And as I tell everybody, may God bless you, may keep you, may He give you everything you could possibly need and some wants along the way. Take care of each other, take care of yourself, because you are the most important person. You can't take care of anybody else if you don't take care of yourself. It helps somebody else out along the way. The world becomes so much better when we go and help somebody else. If it helps us, it helps them, it spreads the brotherhood across the world. So let's make this a better world, make us a great art family, spread this around. And if you have any questions about why I started doing this, going into my retirement, is because I am retiring, and this is my way of paying back to at least a few, about passing on some of the knowledge I have about art, so that everything I've done is worthwhile. So please like, subscribe, share, and take care of yourself. And I'll see you in the next video.